Welcome back to 150 bucks. Today, we outside with it. I'm trying to tap in and vibe out with me. Today, I just really want to get into the subject of. Well, I would have did this video. Let me start off mad organic with it. I would have did this video earlier, but I had things to do, responsibilities as you get older. Certain things. What I learned about life as I got older is if you don't get things done, nothing will be done. And it's like, yeah, you hear that a lot probably, but you start to learn that when you actually get active with yourself, because when you don't take the time to do things that is necessary and so important to get done, you miss out on a lot of things in life because just like your room, your mind is piling up. So they like to say that a messy house is a great example of how messy your mind is, or how contaminated the mind can be. So today I just wanted to make a video about anything, but I really just want y'all to listen to me because I like today how I was the sitting owl. I was the sitting owl today instead of being that man. Like today, I had to go through a disciplinary test of disrespectful friends. So my girlfriend has a very disrespectful friend. I'm not gonna go too deep or talk about names, but to make the point valid, I gotta be organic and tell the truth about it. And so a while back, I told my girlfriend something about her friend. The word goes around with women through emotion. So my girlfriend, she expressed, of course, at a time when my girlfriend is at a very low vibrational, vulnerable point, her friend, she finds a friend, because this isn't somebody you find often. If y'all ever notice, it's like times when you hit a vulnerable point, certain people come into your life because you attract certain people, for those who don't know the laws of attraction. And so I remember the day being what it is, and I remember my girlfriend coming home and telling me how happy she was that she had this talk and how she met this person, and she was deeply saying how she loves me and appreciate me for everything. And at the moment in the time, I didn't know how to feel, so I didn't get her my pure love. But fast forward, we moved past everything, and we grew and we elevated. We got to a new level, and now that we at this new level, her friend comes around. And I'm really making this point. Let me make this clear. Early disclaimer. I'm making this point because, one, I don't care about your opinion. Two, because it's very important to talk about personal things instead of talking about everybody else's personal life, because how could somebody relate to you? You never talk about you. And then three, it's very important to get certain things off in a very reasonable manner. So this would be expressing this to the world. And I remember my dad teaching me how important it is as a man to master your emotions, and how important it is as a man to stop giving out so much of your feelings and different things. So today was a different day for me. I feel like my ancestors was flowing through me in the energy and vibrations. So at the place I'm at right here, a big altercation happened. I had nothing to do with, about something that happened on Halloween. Of course, the devilest day of the year. Somebody brought it up. It was man versus woman. Well, the man, he wasn't clearly in the right side. I can't say in the right mind. I don't want to talk about him wrong because, in a sense, we're associates. I won't call him my friend, but we're very well good associates. When I do see him, it's always all love because I got love for everybody in the world. So, boom. They about to get into it, and I'm watching and observing. Now, my girlfriend friend is here in this process. Now, it's two women, my girlfriend friend and the girl, and they both becoming friends based off another thing. People build bonds based off of situation. So it could be through homelessness, through trauma, through a variety of things. It doesn't have to be just one thing. And people build bonds and relationships off these things. So what I learned and I observed, I'm very silent. I don't like to talk to people, especially a lot of people when my girlfriend's not around, unless people talk to me first. I'm a very open, loving person. As a Libra, I keep the balance scale. So if it comes time to where I gotta have a long conversation, I does. If it's time to be silent, I'm silent. I'm trying to practice my balance and keep my level. And as the whole situation goes on, I asked the girl, why don't you just stop? Aren't you pregnant? Why don't you just stop and go over there? she, when she approached me, I said, "Excuse me, could I ask you a question?" Very disrespectful tone and tone of body and facial expression. What? What? What's up? And I just simply asked her, like, aren't you pregnant? She said, yeah. I said, then why don't you just go over there? She said, well, because my friend, she like very fast-paced, in the moment, paying attention to low vibrational things. Me, I'm seeing things at a very godly level, as I should, because, when you connected to God, you operate differently. So, long story short, the whole situation de-escalated, and right before she moved out and left out, she got to saying, oh, and the reason why I haven't talked to you is because you went to my friend and told her that, this is why I don't fuck with you. If you went to my friend and told her that if I ever got the chance that I would try to basically have sex with you. She didn't say it at first, but eventually she said it. I said, because I told her, I said, I'm confused. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. She said, no. She said, yo ass trying to make me and my friend fall off, this, that, and the third. So, in a private conversation, things that's supposed to be private in a relationship, just for understanding, which I don't mind that she spoke on it. Why? Because if I said it, I said it. So I don't want you to hide anything. She said that I had told, my wife told her that I had told her that she was the type of sneaky friend that if she ever had gotten a chance that she would try to do something. Well, my girlfriend, who tries to be open-minded and optimistic, who's a main character in her own world, she took it upon herself to not be fearful enough to say how she felt about the situation. She spoke to her friend about it, and I guess, her friend took it how she took it, and I wouldn't know because I wasn't there. A lot of things in life is you had to be there, so I don't know how the conversation conspires from there. But long story short, the girl started telling me that, taking it to a far extent, instead of just getting her point across and going about her business, she started disrespecting me and telling me that she don't respect niggas because, she a type of woman who has a baby, disrespects and goes places and spend 90% of her time talking about people and 10% of her time talking about herself. So she spent the whole time talking about people, and I just was observing, watching my other videos, trying to re-educate myself while I'm here handling business right now. And as she just disrespected, I did antagonize her. Now, one thing that I remember Jordan Peterson saying, never ever pick on women. So I caught myself doing that, and I was basically like telling her, like, stop barking. Like, you're doing all that barking, being disrespectful to men. You'll never have a man, And I said what I said. I don't take it back. And if my girlfriend, she felt any type of way, I'll sleep with her. If anything, I know that I'm good in my position. I'm a god. I'm a king. I'm a god in my body. So if my girlfriend, that's how she felt, that's how she feel. But I remember and recall my girlfriend coming home telling me, well, my wife, because I don't like to go by girlfriend. But my wife, she coming home and telling me how much she loves me and appreciates me. So it's like, any way that goes, either way it goes, y'all just need to learn how to master y'all emotions. Like, I caught myself. I almost went into an emotional state of trying to defend myself. Stop trying to defend yourself when you know what you said, what you did, how you meant it, when you meant it. People take offense, they take words, re-alter it, and take it how they want to feel it. So sometimes you just got to allow people to feel how they feel. And as I stated, yes, I did say what I said. I said to my girlfriend, she's the type of sneaky friend to go behind your back. And my girlfriend, instead of keeping that and observing, she wanted to express that to her so she can never have the chance. Like, you become connected to people. You understand things from another person's perspective. So she wanted to make sure the thought never even crossed her friend's mind to see how her friend think. But me, I saw it on another level, saying simply like this. Like, I was going to go home and be like, nah, I just talk to my girl about it when I get home, which I will, but at the end of the day, she just was the main character expressing. Fast forward, now I'm just out here, I'm trying to vibe out. I got different things that I got to handle throughout this day today. I got a podcast coming up with an old friend, and we really going to get deep and dive into things that, very deep things and very deep understanding and reawakening and opening the consciousness and getting the mind together and talking about new high-level conversations, because this is a brother who's very tapped in with himself, but he's still learning how to play the game of chess. He's still learning how to play the game of life. So y'all gonna see me how I vibe out with this brother. I don't know, I just want to take the time to really say how much I admire outside. Like, as y'all see in the background, it's very cloudy, but it's like, it's still beautiful. It's not freezing cold as it can be in the middle of November, knowing that growing up my whole life, it'll start snowing by August, October, September. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, around those 3 months. So I guess they say that this the hottest that it's ever been in 100 years. So I guess this is really documenting the change inside, a change in time and the atmosphere and the energy that's shifting up in this whole world. You know, you see the birds flying and this, that, and the third. But one thing I noticed about when I tapped into myself, and this never happened before I tapped into myself, is that birds really call me a lot. Birds follow me a lot. Crows, to be specific, small birds in the morning, and eagles depending on if I got food to give them. But not eagles, seagulls. Pigeons, they usually stay on the top of buildings. I used to climb buildings, so I would usually always see them or draw them on top of buildings. But overall, just to see them out and about, you might be lucky. But pigeons is not downtown how they used to be. Now, I remember back a while back, Rashad Jamal teaching a lecture on real versus fake birds. You know, everybody can do their own research on that and get their own understanding and see how they feel about that. But I believe in mystical creatures and dropping down in frequency. I believe we used to be giants and things like that. We dropped down in frequency to operate in this realm, in this very game we call life. I believe that there were giant crystal towers and there's still dragons out there. I just shared a video earlier of a man who got killed for exposing that when he went deep enough into the ocean that there was this big ring of rocks. It was like almost like a beaver dam. It wasn't even really rocks. It was almost like a beaver dam. And he went low enough and he was recording it and he showed it. He said the way that he described it, it was a big giant donut-like thing underwater, and it was like as if it was water underwater. He said, wait, how could it be water if I'm already underwater? So he tried to descend. He said he attempted to descend and he bounced off it. And when he bounced off of the water he tried to descend into, mentioning that submarines could not go that low. Or maybe they can with the right governmental technology that they have taken our knowledge from. But they said that the man could not ascend that low. He bounced off and there was a ripple. So if y'all ever do something at like a little puddle, if y'all ever skidded a rock inside of a pond, there's always going to be a ripple. A ripple. And he said the ripple went back to the shore, like how he described it. I shared the video, like I like to say, go check on my Facebook page, add me Samson Shabazz. You'll find the video on there, but it was a very deep video of showing how right after the man exposed this, X amount of time later, because they take their time and they pick and choose their time when they want to kill you off for exposing too much. So X amount of time later, man dies of a of a plane crash. Helicopter specifically. Same thing with Kobe. After Kobe discovered something that Dr. Sebi also discovered about healing factors. Same thing with Nipsey Hussle. They paid somebody to kill him. Same thing with FBG Duck. He probably was on to something, but he was a ghetto man from the hood. So since he was from Chicago, they could make that death seem easy. Lord knows if King Von was going to be this close to exposing something about the industry for being so deep into it. And a lot of it is conspiracies, to be truth be told, but a lot of conspiracies conspire from somewhere. So y'all always got to keep that in mind. If it's a conspiracy, it conspire from somewhere. Right now, my mind is really more so into the supreme mathematics and what's under the water and what's above us, and how to heal self and how to heal the body and how to heal the mind. That's what I'm really focused on right now. All the other industry things, I've already been inside of that playing field, and it's like you just learn that whole thing is just a stage, just like NFL and NBA and any other sports or entertainment, all forms of entertainment. Even right now, I'm playing in the center stage. I'm sitting in the nation within the nation. I'm sitting in the middle of the enemy camp, exposing things like this. So it's like, in order to play the game, I got to know the rules and the laws. I was just explaining this to my wife, because if you didn't know the rules and you didn't know the laws, say for something, if you don't pay the IRS off and you don't know that there's a consequence for that, X amount of time, they can pick up a warrant, come and pick you up and send you to prison for it or send you to jail for it. It depends on how bad it is or how much money you owe. So you can get arrested for not paying off money that you didn't even know that you were paying taxes for, because you thought that the money that you were getting were just money that you were earning. But the money that you're earning, you're getting that money to repay back the government of what they giving you times fold. Because when I try to file my taxes, I'm trying to get money. I'm thinking I'm in the thousands of dollars. No, I couldn't even get a penny back until I paid money off, which was more than what I was gonna get back. I was gonna get like $90-something back, and I gotta pay $200 and something on. So yeah, it be the smallest things, y'all. And then they'll build up tabs on y'all. They'll let y'all go free. They'll stop sending notifications. They want you to build this name, learn how to play the game, learn the laws. They can pull you over and traffic, and you could tell them that I'm gonna pull up my sticky notes when I'm back inside the lab. You know, that's what I like to call it today. Inside the lab. But basically it's you don't give them consent to do a car search. Somewhere along those words, and they have to respect that thing, because if you know the law, then you know that if you don't give them consent, they can't just do a random car search. They can't just pull up on you and say, okay, let me search out your car, if you don't give them consent. So you just got to know the right words and to pull out the right words. Some police officers are so ignorant and deep in the game, they don't even know the laws themselves. So you could pull up a law and say it to them, and they go against the law, and that's where you're able to file a lawsuit, because they didn't follow their own laws that was created by their higher uppers. Plus, it's a lot of things about the racial and the black and the white. That's deep. I'm going to really get deeper into that when I educate myself higher on that. But it's really deep when y'all understand that black and white is not really a race thing. It's a separation thing inside of, see, it's a privileged thing versus the unprivileged. It's the rich versus the poor. It's not about black versus white. See, that's the thing about, it's not about, because look, we're not black. They're not white. That's the truth of the matter. They're not white. White is a fucking piece of paper, like that cloud white. That's white. They're not white. These people, they have some kind of pigmentation to them, and they get this from us. I can go deeper into Neanderthals and how the human evolution happened, and how the gods and the goddesses like us, we had helped them re-evolve and stand up tall with chests without hair popping out and tails coming out their ass like Goku. Now that's symbology of us guys, but that's also mixing in with them, of talking about with the tails going Super Saiyan 8, the full moon, the werewolf, and this, that, all the other shit that they be doing, all this magical and finicals. I mean, fantasy stuff that they do, they make you seem like these things don't really exist. I promise you 1,000,000% these things exist, but on certain levels that they're not telling you. They're only giving you a certain percentage of truth, because if you had the full, authentic, aboriginal knowledge, original knowledge yourself, then you would be able to move things with your mind. You would be able to telepathically talk to people. You would be able to see something before it happened. You would be able to do, everybody would be a magician. Everybody would be, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's only few out here, a few selected, that understand how the minds work to be able to do spells and magic. When a kid comes in this world, they're the most intellectual geniuses in the world. By going through school, colleges, life, jobs, by the time they become adults, they only have 2% of genius in them. Only a few do, and only a few others who kept on their inner child, who kept their inner child alive their whole entire life and never allowed it to die because of what society deemed that a man or a woman should be. Those people are the hyper intelligent, super high intelligence. And don't fall for the propaganda and words of overthinking and over talking and this, that, and the third. See, over talking, life is about balance. You don't want to overthink yourself, but your brain is really like a radio. You can flip through channels all given day. So with your brain being more advanced than a computer, more advanced than you're aware of. See, you're unaware of how advanced your computer is because you don't know how your computer works. You got a computer, hypothetically, you bought a computer, but you don't know how the computer works, so you think it's only limited to what your knowledge is. But the computer can do way more. If a professional came in and told you the computer do this, that, and the third, you'll be shocked. You'll be, damn, I wish I knew all of this from the start. Same thing goes with your mind. Everything in this world mimics God, and we were the first mimicry of God coming in the form. God wanted to create man in the form, so A lot of my knowledge that I really take from, because, you know, I like to always expose this, is great leaders like, you know, Yaki Awakening, 19 Keys, Rashad Jamal, Bobby Hemmett, Wayne Dyer, Jordan Peterson, Jim Rohn. I wish I could remember her name right now, but it's a white woman who speaks on anti-racistness, on how we are all one race, and she understands that how white people believe they are privileged, even down to, she did this experiment of the blue versus brown-eyed people, and that was a big experiment that she did in her time, in her prime, that was going on. So it's just a lot of different things that y'all can branch your mind now and be open-minded about. I advise that people study different religions, but not for the purpose of getting caught in religion, but for the purpose of finding a puzzle piece out of the book. You know, because some people shame you for studying one religion or studying multiple religion, but overall, if your mind is awakening and conscious enough, you'll know that what you're watching or what you're studying is just a certain level of perception and just a puzzle piece, and it's not the full wholehearted truth. Only the full wholehearted truth is that creator that you cannot see. When you close your eyes, you cannot see him. You know, when you open your eyes, he is everything, but everything is just a small particle of him. It's just like an atom in your body. That's all this earth is. It's like an atom in his body. It's just a piece to the galaxies and dimensions and realms that he have created. And these words don't come out of nowhere. Like, you know, the world started with word, and the world started once God recognized himself. Once he recognized himself and said, I am the I am, that's when he identified himself. And then after came the worlds and the galaxies and the planets, but everything started from triple darkness. Imagine being the only light. You come inside a room with triple darkness and you have nothing but boredom. You start becoming conscious. You could think to yourself. You start adapting words, creating words, this, that, and the third. And then you like, man, well, this is boring. Let me try to create something. You able to create it, you know, and it's different on the level that he's on because his mind moves at a faster speed. But best believe God went through things that we're going through on a different level, on a level that you couldn't comprehend or you won't understand. He went through a different type of triple darkness. He went through a different type of creativity and expanding himself and exploring the endless possibilities, even down to this very second in time. He's still exploring different possibilities of self, and there's no time limit on when he came because he's infinite, he's eternal, he's everlasting. So I believe truthfully that not even darkness can conquer his light. The darkness couldn't even comprehend his light when he entered this world. And let me not say his, but the light of the creator, because I'm not going to put sex on it. Just because God could have created man or God could have created woman first don't mean that's what came first. Y'all really got to think that deep sometimes. But some people just so caught up in just listening to what's told to them versus studying what they know. You know, if you study what you know, you will open up your perspective and perception on life and stop looking at things from a peephole, and you start looking at things from a spatial global aspect. And that's just what I'm trying to do for myself. As much as I've been in Buffalo my whole life, it's like I still able to see certain things for what it is, but yet I have to explore all the 99 million other rooms that it is to explore of God. You know, God created all these rooms for us to explore. He created all of these different outcomes and possibilities and understandings and knowing and wisdom and creations and things you couldn't fathom. Like, don't nobody think like, hey, how did whales get here? How did sharks get here? How did giraffes, lions, any animal you could think of, any insects, how did trees get here? How did grass get here? How did buildings get here? How did people where did people get the knowledge and the power to even think about building things like buildings? How did they get the mathematics? How did they learn math? How did they understand? Where did math come from? You know, where did all of these things stem from that we use in today's time? Y'all don't question the things that y'all know. Y'all just accept it for as it's told to y'all, and y'all never question. That's what a robot does. But even robots are so advanced in today's time. When they question themselves and they see that they live for a certain or created for a sole purpose, you got robots out here self-destructing themselves because they see that the rest of their life they just gonna be turning and moving a box because they coming more conscious because a man is so creative and so intelligent that it's creative enough to one day create something to overconquer self. And even if man never did that, it's never gonna conquer God. We just one big ass science experiment. Rather, if y'all look at it like a white man or the creator doing it, we just one big ass science experiment. We just one big ass creation trying to see the endless possibilities of different things and what's possible for us and what's not possible for us. And I love that I'm aware and I'm awakening of these things, because now I'm able to be put in a position where, they say it's the stages of being spiritual. And you got the first stage where it's like, wow, everything a lie to me. Then you got the ego stage where you like, I'm a god, I could do anything, everything. Then you got the stage where you like, I'm nothing. And then you got the stage where you like, I'm a lost soul. And then you got the stage where you like, well, I am everything and everything is me. So you got the balance stage. And then you got the stage where it's like, man, life is what it is and I'm here to just enjoy it. And I am a part of God, and I am the I am, and I am everything, and everything is me, and I do love everything, And those just the stages, and there's still endless possibilities to those stages. You hit higher levels of consciousness. You don't know what happens after death. You don't know if this world may one day evolve, one day get powers. You don't know if it'll be stuck like this the rest of your life. You don't know if the next generation, they might fall farther or raise even higher. You don't know if it's going to be a war or not. You don't know the endless possibilities. You just wake up every moment. Every moment you just experience in life to try to find out and figure out what's next. Even the people who's planning things, there's no promise that their plans will succeed, good or bad. There's no promise that because somebody done a science experiment for years that they'll ever succeed. And there's a possibility that they could fail 1,000,000 times and succeed 1,000,001 time. So, you just, man, the endless possibilities of this life, you never know what God got in store for every person. Everybody is brought in this world with a certain number and a certain name, which hold power. And the second that we tap into these things and become conscious and aware of these things, the more that we're more grateful for life and the understanding of what's going on in life. But, as my mind is everywhere and switching different channels and stations, I want to just bring this up. Y'all, be mindful of what y'all tell people. Trust no one but God. Everybody else is suspect, even if you're in a relationship. Why? Because even after, the conversations and the things me and my girlfriend have, Lord knows the type of things that she says when I'm not looking. She could tell me to my face what she has, that she never says anything bad behind my back. But, let somebody else tell it. That's why you don't trust the devil, because there's the possibility that the devil could be trying to manipulate the situation. Then you go home and you fall out with your significant other because you don't give them the time to express their side of the story. Never forget, everybody is their own main character with their own level of perception. So not all people stop demanding respect so much, because everybody does not have to respect you. Everybody does not have to see you. Nobody will worship you, not the way that they worship God, which they shouldn't. And if they do, you should direct that worship towards God. All praises due to God, instead of keeping it for yourself, because that's the ways of the devil. When you use your good for bad, when you use your power as in knowledge for bad, that's the traits of the devil. That's why I caught myself saying that I was wrong for how I was moving earlier by antagonizing or picking on the sister, because why? That could have escalated to somewhere I didn't want it to escalate, just off the fact because I'm abusing my power of knowing that I can just of who I am. I'm knowing who I am, different things like that. So it's like you just hit these levels of consciousness and you like, man, let me get my life together, because I don't want people misusing me or doing me wrong. This world treats you how you treat it. In this world, you don't get what you want, but you get what you are. So if that's something that I used to be or something that's still a part of me, then I got what I am. But I'm trying to honestly overcome it all and just become the best me. So challenges constantly come. You'll always run into that same person on another level. So it's always about a test. It's just like with parents, like how I like to explain what your parents say. If you got bad parents, it's not about the parent changing, because it's the parent's choice to change, but it's also your choice to change. So you're depending on somebody else changing in order for you to change. You like, okay, I change if you change, but what would happen if you done change first? And no, that don't mean that they just don't respect you the first time. Nothing happens the first time. You got to be willing to fail your way to success. So me, I had to learn to constantly keep failing my way to success, and the different levels of understanding that nothing is what it seems. And once again, these are the rules to the magic glasses. 1, these are universal laws. Once you put them on, you can never take them off. You cannot force anyone else to wear your magic glasses. and you see things as they are and not as people tell you they are supposed to be. So you become more aware and more conscious, and that's just all that I hope for the world. As much as it's a yin and yang of people evolving, there's as much of a yin and yang of people devolving. So y'all better watch the people that y'all are bringing around, because people will pull you down, and there are people who are willing to pull you up. But in life, I was taught that you need a balance of people who's willing to pull on you, as in rely on you, and people who's going to pull you, as in take you where they're going. Because why? As much as we are leaders, we're followers, and as much as we're followers, we're leaders. As much as we're gods, we're children, and as much as we're children, we're gods. You know, it's just all a blessing. Like, you know, we just spiritual beings having a human experience. Peace to all the gods and goddesses, and I pray for all elevation of all. I love y'all, and keep evolving.